Dennis, Ken McAnally. In your comments on YouTube, you said that you're working towards getting an out to in clubhead path. You said that you were doing that because you have an early slide of the hips, which tends to promote an in to out swing, which tends to promote a push or a hook if the club face is closed. Understand completely. You said you wanted better control of the club head through impact, and that you prefer to work with a fade. So an out to in club head path makes a degree of sense. No problem with that. Where we have a disagreement is in the observation that I made about the shoulders being a little too open at the point of impact and dragging the club head over to the left of the target. I don't have a problem with you having an out to in club head path through impact. I just think it has a very, very low margin for error as far as the shot is concerned. If you have an out to in club head path through impact, all you have to have is your club face slightly square or slightly closed, and the ball will immediately go left. I don't think you should consider that you have an excessive hips slide towards the target. I think your hips slide is fine. I just think it's starting too early. If you have the concept of dropping the hands before the hips slide, dropping the hands before the hips slide and then rotate, then you're going to give the club head literally a head start on its path towards impact. And I think that will take the emphasis away from having an out to in club head path through impact artificially. The other issue that you raised was the fact that your right elbow looks a little cramped going through impact, and I agree with that. My problem is that as you open the shoulders, you're actually pushing the right side of your body forward towards the ball. So you're limiting the space that's available for the right elbow to go through. So I think you could work with squaring the shoulders up, lifting the left shoulder up, dropping the right shoulder down, giving yourself more chance to take the right elbow through the point of impact. Jack Nicklaus in his entire career never changed his swing to shape a shot. He kept the same swing whether he was playing a draw or a fade. What he did do was open the club face at address if he wanted a fade, re-grip and swing normally, close the club face at address, re-grip and swing normally if you wanted a draw. I believe you're talented enough to do that. I don't believe you need to make huge swing changes to give yourself a fade. I believe if you take the emphasis away from having the shoulders open and put it on having the shoulders square and tilting through the point of impact, I think you can then play with the club head, play with the club face at address, re-grip, and then you'll get either the fade or the draw that you want. As I said before, at the beginning of the downswing, if you remove the emphasis from a hips slide to a hands drop, you can actually even have your hands dropping a little bit more on the outside rather than down on the inside. It's a very hard transition to make for a lot of people. I don't think it would be all that hard for you. I'm suggesting that you take the emphasis away from forcibly having an out to in path to having an online club head path and just achieve the fade or the draw by altering the club head at address, and then swinging normally with your swing. You are a very talented young man. We know that. Everybody knows that. Everybody who's watched your video knows that. I just think you need to move the emphasis from an artificial club head path to an online club head path, and then playing with the club face at address, and then swinging down that club head path all the time. One more point. If you go from needing to play a fade on one shot to needing to play a draw on the next shot, if you're basing that on swing changes, makes it awfully difficult. Think how easy it would be if you just played with the club head, club face at address, regripped, and then swung normally. The reason I put this on the video is it's a lot easier to do than texting all the time. So thoughts back more than welcome. Bye for now.